What's up, guys? So I'm back. So I'm gonna be straight up with you. I had COVID. Got diagnosed with it. Not this past Thursday, but the Thursday before. I was feeling really, really rough. I actually attempted to do a couple videos a few days after I was tested positive, and I was messing up. I kept hitting the wrong buttons, and videos were just for fun. I might actually just post a couple of the ones where I attempted to try to make a video for you guys and just failed miserably. So anyway, so here behind me, just gonna kind of backtrack a little bit. My mind's a little clouded, a little hazy from having COVID and trying to do the videos with you guys and not knowing, remembering what all I put out there. So I was gonna kind of backtrack and go backwards and start over. So I had got some driftwood in. Pretty sure I got that on video. Actually, right here is a bucket of water that I've got driftwood just sitting in. And these pieces have been sitting for probably, they've probably been sitting in the bucket now for about 2 weeks. So they're nice and waterlogged now. So right here, we got a bunch more little pieces. I'm not gonna try to move the camera all over the place. I'll just bring the video or the pieces to you. So it's pretty cool looking pieces. Got little holes all in them. So I'll probably end up trying to do some little, maybe a little Anumius Nana Petites, Java Fern, things of that nature. Maybe even some dwarf, what's it, dwarf hairgrass, I think. So yeah, just some little pieces here, as you can tell. So right here in this little container, I've got, I'll just go ahead and get one of them out and show you guys. So I've just got these little guys in there. Please forgive me for not knowing what they are. It's just little, you know, like I said, I don't know, some type of grass. Fortunately, I'm not up with my my plant species yet. That's something I've still yet to learn, but it's going. But anyway, this is just something I've got sitting in this little tote over here. And I'm using this leaf zone. Just a little bit, little amounts at a time for you know, the fertilizer, obviously. Now, getting back to this stuff. So this is the stuff that I started using in my 47 gallon that was in the beginning of the video, and I'm almost used a whole bottle of this stuff now in that tank upstairs, and I guess maybe I've noticed a little bit of more greenery as far as the plants go. Less algae. I will say that, less algae on the plants, and I didn't do anything to my lighting other than I did adjust my times of when the light comes on and comes off, or comes on and turns off, excuse me. But this stuff, it's called leaf zone, so maybe it just more or less has to do with the foliage of the plants. But it does say promotes aquarium plant growth. So, like I said, I have noticed where some of the algae has disappeared, so that's good. I'm, you know, glad to see that. But as far as plants like taking off, getting taller, that kind of thing, really haven't seen it. So with this stuff over here, I'm probably, you know, going to be aquascaping the tank upstairs. I've got all that drift rock. Dragonstone that I'm going to be incorporating into the aquarium, and making like a big rock wood structure with the artificial ship that's in there. So like this stuff might be called either Vallisneria or the dwarf Sagittarius, something along that nature. Anyway, I may take some of those and put them like kind of up taller. Man, see, this COVID has really gotten to me. I've been out of this video things for, what, 2 weeks now, 3 weeks? Please forgive me, guys. So that will bring those plants up higher, closer to the light. So it's either going to do one of two things. It's either going to start growing a lot better like it should, or it's just going to incorporate that much more algae onto the foliage. So if the algae starts reappearing and this stuff doesn't take care of it, I'll just have to move the plants and figure something else that will work closer to the light. Or maybe you guys can help me with that. So the light is about 18 to 20 inches above the top of the tank. So, you know, you figure 22 to 24 inches from the bottom of the light to, you know, somewhere around where the top of the plants are. Maybe you guys can give me some ideas of something that does better with lighting as far as bright lights. I do know that Java Fern requires low lighting, so obviously that's not going to be going up there. Not saying I won't get any, but it won't be going to the top. It'll be going down, you know, underneath where it's got some shade, if you will. And then, of course, you know, I've got the cryptocorns and what else is up there? I'm not staying in front of it. I don't know. And as you guys already know, I'm not very good with the specific names of these plants. I just love the greenery. So anyway, and then there in the end is a it's a 5-gallon Culligan. Well, I say Culligan. It might have been Deer Park. I don't know. One of the plastic jugs. So all I did was I took and I cut the top out. I don't know how much you guys can see, if you can see me or not. I cut the top of it out, and there are actually little baby guppies in there. So, I think there's about 8 or 10 of them in there. Really can't tell too much. Yeah, so you guys couldn't see me. Sorry, guys. So yeah, there's about 8 or 10 babies in here. Every time I feed, you know, I see a lot more of them, but because this is blue, it's dark, there's no light on it, I really can't tell a whole lot of what was in there, or I'm sorry, not what's in there, how many is in there. So, I give them another couple weeks, and then I will put them with my guppy tank upstairs. Also, on that note, so I know a lot of people, I might get some grief on this. This is what I've been feeding these babies. So, I'll open up the lid, let you guys see. So I don't know if you can tell in there. I've just been crushing up flakes and giving it to them. And I'm making sure that the little pieces are very small. And I've noticed that when I feed them, you know, I only do a little bit at a time. And I do it like 3 times a day. As soon as I put it in there, they all come out. They kind of go to the top. You kind of see them nipping at it a little bit. I don't know how much they're actually getting fed. As far as, you know, how much food they're actually consuming. But I do know that it doesn't look like it lasts all that long. I'll put a little bit in here right now, just because. But this is all I've given them since I established that I had babies. Now, I know you're supposed to do baby brine shrimp, infusoria, daphnia, things of that nature. I know that. They kind of came unexpected. I wasn't ready for them. So, in the new scape on the tank upstairs, I grouped different plants together. And because it's a community, not necessarily a community, because there's male and female guppies in there, I know that babies are going to come. That's how I ended up with the few that I have now upstairs. It was kind of more or less by accident. So, I am going to get infusoria or baby brine shrimp, or maybe here soon I'll do a baby brine shrimp hatchery, as I've been wanting to do one of those just for my own little well-being, to see how some of these other guys have been doing it. So I will do that, and then any of the new babies that come, I will get one of the little plastic like squeeze tubes where you can suck the food up into it. And then I'll just stick it down into the tank in the plants, in the groups where I know they're going to be hiding. And I'll just squeeze a little bit in there and make sure that, you know, they get fed right, and hopefully get them bigger and stronger faster. And that way maybe I'll have more babies. And I do want to buy some more males and females for that tank. just to kind of get some more fish movement in there. There's only 10 or so in there right now. But so yeah. Now on my next note, I have been doing a lot of research on breeding fish. Now, as you guys can tell, I'm very new to all this. I have had fish tanks, and I love all the different species of fish. I mean, there's so many out there. And like the tank upstairs, the one that was in the beginning of the video, there's Serpe tetras, there's yo-yo loaches, there's flagfish, there's Madagascar rainbows. That's probably one of my favorites. And I think what I've established is I'm going to get a 20-gallon long, if I don't just use the one that I've already got, the one I did the painted background on. And get some more plants and make sure that there's some type of wave maker or power head in there for water flow. They say from what I've seen, the research, they say they love water flow. So the tank upstairs has plenty of water flow. So I want to make sure that I incorporate that into the tank that I want to stick just them in. Now I have 3 females and 1 male. And I've been looking at them over the last few days, and one of the females really sticks with that male quite a bit. So I want to put all 3 females in the tank with the male. I think I'd probably have better production that way. But at the same time, I may just stick the 1 male and the female in there, and then maybe get another male, try to get similar size, to put in another 20-gallon long with the other 2 females. So we'll see what happens. But I think that would be really cool to have those Madagascar Rainbow fry, if I can make it happen. It's going to take some trial and error, as I have not done it on a professional level, if you will. This, baby guppies kind of came as an accident. They were not, I didn't intentionally breed them. I'd like to say that I did and take credit for it, but I didn't. So, the Madagascar Rainbow, I'm going to try to breed them. Now, I've already got wave makers, I've got power heads, I've got an extra filter for it. The only thing I don't have is lighting, so I will have to figure something out for that. So that might end up waiting until I get the lights for my rack that I've showed you guys in some of my other videos, the little sneak peeks. And also too, I've been doing a huge amount of research on killifish. I'm blown away by the knowledge and what I have learned about killifish. The fact that they come from like Africa, or not just Africa, but many countries around there too. But they come from puddles. I mean, when I was learning, teaching this to my wife and trying to explain this to her, even while I was talking to her after I'd already learned what I'd learned, as I'm sitting there telling her, I'm still blown away by how it all comes about. If you guys don't know about killifish, so there's puddles in Africa. They dry up. The fish are actually in these little puddles, right? They dry up. The fish die, obviously. There's no water, so they die. Now, during this rainy season, when there's water in all these puddles, you see the breeding going on, right? And at the bottom of the puddle, as you guys, I'm sure, can assume, it's very soft dirt, mud, whatever you want to call it, clay and sand and, whatever else is out there. So the female lays her eggs in this dirt. Now, when this puddle dries up completely, when the rainy season's over, you would think the eggs would be, dried up, gone, deceased. But that's not the case. When the next rainy season comes around, it could be 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. And as soon as these water gets back to these eggs, they hatch. And that's where the killifish comes again. And it's just circle of life. They breed again and they lay their eggs back in there.